shift in how men share emotional connections with their other male friends. So here to weigh in on this new trend is Wiser Counseling founder Anna Liu. Anna, good morning.
Good morning.
When I first heard about this, I was like, is this real?
Yeah.
Or is this a TikTok trend?
Yeah.
Which can be weird sometimes.
Yeah. I think it's really funny and it's really cute. It really shows a culture shift. I think the younger generation are definitely more open to talk about their emotional state, particularly for men. I think it shows men are becoming more and more open to therapy. Over the years, I've seen more men coming into therapy. I think it's not because they're in crisis. Mm-hmm. It's more so because they're really curious. They're curious about their emotional state. They're curious about their relationship. And they're really curious what it means to be physically and also emotionally and mentally healthy.
Yeah, well, there's certainly nothing wrong with going to counseling. Do men in relationships do this too? Or are we just talking about just guys who are maybe not in a relationship and are lonely?
Oh, all sorts. And people, sometimes men, they will come in for therapy for their individual quest of emotional, healthy living. And sometimes they come in for existential crisis, and sometimes they come in for relationship issues, and which has a lot to do with how they regulate their own emotional state and how they communicate more emotionally so they can connect with the loved ones.
Men can be, well, I'll speak for myself, can be shallow at times. There's a joke that a comedian talks about how he's with his buddies golfing all day, and then he comes home and the wife's like, how's his relationship? He's like, I don't know. He's like, well, didn't you just spend 4 hours with him? He's like, well, no, I know he got a new driver. So men, a lot of times, don't talk about stuff.
Exactly. There are actually a lot of research showing that the rate for men to feel socially isolated is much higher. I think a recent study in 2021, I want to say, find out that about 1 in 5 men reported feeling socially isolated compared to 1 in 10 women.
Is that getting worse? With time?
Absolutely.
And why?
Yeah. Over the last 30 years, the data also showing that men are experiencing social isolation and loneliness probably double the rate. And I think it has a lot to do with the digital world. People are more addicted to their screens, and also has a lot to do with pandemic and the adjustment people have to make about their lives.
All right. Well, Anna, thank you. It's an interesting topic. All my buddies out there, I'm not going to do it, but if I do call you and say goodnight, don't laugh. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott.